Welcome, my friends, to Lesson 2. Lesson 2. Love this one. Step 3. You're in Step 3. Choices. Lesson 2. You have them. You have choices. You get to choose. I love this. Love, love, love it. Choice, 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 choice. Just say that out loud a few times. I have choices, I have choices, I have choices, I have choices. Like, say it over and over again. See how it feels. Maybe you have some resistance. You're like, it doesn't really feel that way to me. But you know what? You do. I have some friends once that were telling me about an experience that they had where they went on vacation. They'd go on vacation and they'd see these really beautiful places and they would visit them, and that was really cool. And then they'd go home to the same environment that they lived in, and they'd be like, okay, well, here we are home. And then they'd go on another vacation and they'd have another experience, and it was beautiful and it was awesome. And then they'd go home. And so we were having that conversation one day, and I said, so did you ever realize that, like, you could move? And they actually both looked at me and said, nope, never did. Never really thought about the fact that we could move. And I was actually a little bit shocked. And I said, you've been to those other places, though, so you knew they were there. Yes. And you enjoyed that space. Yes. But you never felt like you could choose to move. No, because that's not what you do. And I think their experience is very common, right? We just do what everybody's always done. And we just stay in the cycle that everyone we know has stayed in. And they actually broke out of that, but they didn't know that they could choose to live somewhere else. And it's important to remember that you can choose to do something different. You can choose to be in a different relationship. You can choose to end a relationship. You can choose to start a new relationship. You can choose to end a job. You can choose to get healthy. You can choose life. You have choices. Please hear me clearly. And you can probably tell I am pretty passionate about this lesson. Because when you don't feel like you have choices, you are standing in the energy of a victim, and you are not one. You are a powerful creator that is here on purpose, for purpose. And you've been given a life experience to experience life. To feel and see and hear and know and expand, and to choose. One of the challenges for people is that they often feel like life is happening to them and that they have no control. And because they have no control, they don't really feel like they have any choices. And that could be true. And maybe you do feel that way. And I'm not here to negate your feelings. But what I am here to do is say, maybe feeling that way is a choice also. And maybe we could choose to feel another way. And you might say to me, well, Sunny, I don't have control over my feelings. Oh, yes, you do. Because you can control your thoughts. And you can, I know it doesn't feel like you can control your thoughts sometimes, right? But you can. And if you can control your thoughts, you can actually make choices on what you want to focus on. So I'm going to throw one out there that might be, man, it gets attention, let's put it that way. So it might be a little bit hard to swallow at first. I'm a big believer in it. And I think it's helped me get out of my critical thinking and out of my feelings of victimhood and out of my feeling that nothing is ever working out for me. And so here's the statement. The universe is happening for you. Everything in life is happening for you, not to you. The universe is for you. Life is happening for you, not to you. Do you feel the energy in that? What if, my friends, life is happening for you? What if the universe is always working on your behalf? What if? And you might say, well, I don't know. What I do know is it doesn't feel that way. Well, then, of course, you're going to have to be right. But sometimes you choosing a different perspective changes the entire perspective. Law of attraction. We've talked about thinking about your thoughts, paying attention to your thoughts, what you're manifesting. The universe is always working for your highest, greatest good. Breathe that one in. The universe is always working for my highest and greatest good. And if it feels like bullshit, that's okay, because it might feel like that for you right now, because you may be very embedded, very deeply connected to the fact that things aren't working out. You may have a little chip on your shoulder. I don't know. Maybe not. But I just want you to consider the fact that if everything happens for a reason, which we talked about previously, if you haven't gone through step 1 and 2, and you don't believe that, you might want to go back and check it out. But if we believe that everything's happened for a reason, then the universe has to be working for my highest and greatest good. That's just simple math. And in that truth, the universe is working for my highest and greatest good. Even in knowing that, like getting it in your head, we got to start embodying it and bringing it into our body. And that might take a little time. So first, I just want you to start just saying it over and over again. Maybe you're going to write it over and over again. Maybe you're going to sing it over and over again. I just want you to embody some form of that message, whichever one feels the most in alignment for you. Life is happening for me. The universe is working for my highest and greatest good. Sit in that energy. Now, the other thing that's important in this lesson, you have choices, is that there are people that don't want you to have choices. And that does tend to be a reality. People like you the way you've been. The way that you've been in people's life has served a purpose for them, and it's served a purpose for you. And maybe you've been the one that takes care of everybody, and when you make a choice to not take care of everybody anymore, the people around you are not really going to like that. And maybe you've been someone that's just always been passive and you've never spoken up. And then all of a sudden you start speaking up. The people around you are probably not going to like that a whole lot. The ones that will like it are the ones that want to see your growth and your highest and greatest good manifest. But maybe you don't have somebody like that around. Maybe you don't have someone that's in that higher vibrational space to support you. What you need then is you need a set of believing eyes. You need a set of believing eyes. So if you're one of those people, and I'm looking at you right now, and you don't have a set of believing eyes, then here you go. I am those for you. Because I do believe that you have a right to have a choice. And I do believe you're capable of choosing something different. And I even believe that you have the ability and the power to create whatever the hell you want. And as you look into my eyes right now, I bet you can feel that. So when you need those believing eyes, I'm here. This amazing community is here to support you. Don't look for support in places where it doesn't exist. And don't expect people who've never been able to show up for you in the way you need to now show up for you. Instead, give someone else a chance. And that might just be here in a little safer community. What I'd like for you to do, as I'm looking right into your eyes, as you listen to me and you look right back, we have in the resources tab, we've got a beautiful song that my soul musician, Chris Volker, wrote. And it's called My Believing Eyes. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to listen to that. And as you listen to it, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take it in. And maybe you listen to it and you come back to this video and you turn the volume off on the video and you look into my eyes. Because we all need believing eyes. And sometimes, my friend, the reality is we don't have that around us. Back in the day, 25 years ago, I didn't have it around me. But I didn't have somebody looking into a camera saying, I'll be yours. So what I did, and it worked, was I looked in the mirror. And I had to become my own believing eyes. And it was hard. And I don't want you to have to go through that. That's why I do the work I do, honestly. So you got me. You got this community. I want you to know that you have choices. And I'm here for you.